So books also kind of help you, discover your values, lost values, and stuff like that. And many times, you've been reading or you think in a certain fashion, and suddenly you'll kind of get hold of a book that is very much in sync with how you think and how you've been thinking and how you kind of pursue, values, or you look at life in a certain manner, and suddenly you lay your hands on a book and you'll be like, oh my god, it's not just me, there are other people who think like me. Or probably it'll empower you and it'll make you feel good that, oh my god, even I think like that. I mean, there's so many other people who've been thinking like this, and I thought I was the only weird one or the odd one, because it so happens that people who don't understand you or people who don't get you from where you are, they have this thing about name calling you or branding you weirdos, or they think you're off in the head or something because they don't have the exposure. And this is where a book or reading a set of books can kind of put you in sync with the stuff which is happening all over the world, and maybe in your country or in your city as well, but people are not exposed to it. So people are not aware of it, so that's why you become a weirdo, or you become someone who's a little off in the head and stuff. And when you start reading books, it becomes very important to add certain books. They can be journals, or they can be reference books, they can be design and architectural, books, they can be of musical recital musicians, they can be of your leaders and stuff. And books are basically supposed to inspire us and make us feel good and stuff. So a set of lines here which I completely live with and I completely agree with says that when you have books on your desk, they can give us inspiration. I've already said that, and they give you a sense of security. And reading books during your lunch breaks, or when you're not feeling well, or you're under the weather, or you're not working, or when you're alone and stuff, can boost your motivation and inspire you. Of course, they add to the intellect and knowledge and stuff like that. And when you keep the wrong books in your house for the wrong reasons, then you're sure to be doomed. So during Corona, or before Corona, or even after Corona, I mean, I have a regular habit of kind of doing away with the books that I've not read. These could have been childhood books, these could have been comics, or these could have been related to meditation or prayers, or they were books of, inspiration, or sort of leaders I had not read, or these are these books which are just lying on my table, novels which I've collected over the years of growing up or during college and stuff like that. And I realized that I do not even look at those, so they're just taking up the entire space on the shelf. They would look really good on my table, but then I realized that the moment I did away with some of those books and I kept only the useful ones, the meaningful ones, I made space for new stuff and new books. And this is exactly how people do away with older thinking or outdated thinking and stuff like that. And they start imbibing or absorbing new thoughts and new outlooks and perspectives and stuff like that. So books have a slightly more important role to play for you. Say, for example, the author says that I had a client whose office was filled with unread books, and when we got talking about it, it was like being on a vacation. She would never pick up the chapter, or she would never pick up the book and read it. And she would constantly plan only her vacations and stuff like that, but she would never get to one. And then she says that I recommended her and I suggested her to do away with the books and only keep the ones that she was really fond of. And as she started doing that, she realized that her undying passion for reading books and tidying up her home and office and space and everything came back, and she started gathering books and stuff. And I see this in my case as well, and I'm sure it happens to other people as well. When I go to a mall or when I go to a nice library, I appreciate good books and I love to read and stuff now. And I realize that as I make space for new books, I want to read even more. And my table or my bedroom has maybe a set of 15-20 books on my table. My drawing room will have some of those books. When I go into my working space or when I go into my sleeping room and stuff like, there are these different books lying there, and they've definitely formed a part of my interior decor. And I think my family's also got used to that and stuff. And the author says that books play important roles in your life because they spark joy, they energize you. When you read and reread them, the ones that make you happy are the ones that kind of make you feel good, and they can be considered as manuals. And those books which you buy on impulse just to impress people, or just because those are supposed to be gifts and stuff, are undoubtedly the ones that you'll ever read. It's true, I mean, uh, I don't think I picked up books just out of curiosity and stuff, but I've kind of probably known people who are authors and I picked up their books, or I've met people and I've got interested in their books and stuff. And fortunately, in a city like Delhi, or in a country like India, we have so many events related to books happening. So if we were to pick up a book every event, I mean, we can be very sure that we are going to be called book curators and stuff like that.